Hey, welcome back to another walkthrough. This week we're going to look at Word 5G Gift Special. So let's get started. From our Modules tab, let's go ahead and scroll down to Week 2. Under Week 2 we have our My Lab IT course content. Go ahead and click on that tab. Give it a few seconds and it will load My Lab IT right in Canvas. Now we'll go ahead and click on Word Chapter 5. Click on Word 5G Gift Special. Click on Download Materials. Once again, do not click on Download All Files. Also, make sure you're using Google Chrome. If you're using Google Chrome, it will download all of these files into your Downloads folder. Click on the download buttons next to each item. The instructions, gift special, the Word 5G final results, and your information document. And notice when you download them, they should all show up down here at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and click on the student file. It should have your last name. And click on Enable Editing. So here's our document that we're going to start with. The very first thing we want to do is insert the file name into the footer. Go to your Insert tab. Under the Insert tab, there is the header and footer grouping. Click on Footer and go all the way down to Edit Footer. Now we want to put a footer in here that will automatically update if we change the file name of the document. So come over here to our Insert Grouping under our Header Footer tab and click on Document Info and click on Field. From here, scroll down until you find where it says File Name. Click on File Name and hit OK. Now notice that the file name is inserted into our footer. We are done with our footer. We can come up here and we can click on Close Header and Footer. Also for step number 2, it wants us to apply the heading 1 style to our first paragraph. Like most of our assignments, before we get started, it is a good idea to go to the Home tab and turn on our paragraph marking so we can see what is a paragraph. In this case, we're going to highlight New Gift Ideas for the Business Professional. To change this to a heading 1 style, we will go to the Home tab. Under the Styles grouping, you may have to click the down arrow with the line above it. And there it is, heading 1. Notice how it makes it green, makes it a little bit larger, and we are done with step number 2. So for step number 3, it wants us to start with the paragraph that begins with compact bag and highlight all the way down to the end. So we'll start with compact bag and go all the way down to 209. It wants us to change the font size to 14. To do this, we go to the Home tab here. Under our font grouping, anytime you want to change something to a font, under the font grouping, and we'll change it from 11 to 14. With the text still selected, so we want to make sure it stays selected, we want to convert the text to a table with a 3-column, 3-rows table. We go to the Insert tab. Under the Insert tab, we have the Tables grouping. And go down here to Convert Text to Table. We want to make sure that a number of columns is 3 and also the number of rows is 3. And go ahead and hit OK. And now notice we have a table put into our document. Down on step number 4, in the Home tab, in the styles grouping, it wants us to click on the Dialog Box Launcher. So let's go to our Home tab here. Here's our styles grouping. If you look at this little guy right here, this is our Dialog Box Launcher for styles. If you hover over it, it says styles. Go ahead and click on that. It may look like this. Go ahead and double click on it, and it will put it and snap it to the side just like this. Now it wants us to click on a new style button. So if we come down here to the very bottom of this styles pane, if you look, there's an A with a plus sign. If you hover over it, it says new style. Go ahead and click on that. And our new styles dialog box will pop up. So we want to create a new style and we want to name it gift. So right here where it says style name, style 1, go ahead and change that to gift, capital G-I-F-T. We want to set the style to table. So click on style type, make it a table. And we want to set it to apply all borders. So right here, we want to click on this icon right here, click the down arrow button and select all borders. We want to make sure our line weight is set to 1.5 points. So right here, for me it says 1.5 points, for you it might say 0.5 point. Go ahead and click on that and select 1.5 point. Notice how the lines get a little bit thicker. It wants us to change the border color to the last column, first color, or I'm sorry, last column, last color. We're going to click right here. For you, it probably says automatic. So we're going to click the down arrow, go to the last column, very last color right here. It says green accent 6, darker 50%. Click on that. And under our shading, it says no color. Go ahead and click the down arrow button here. We want to do the last column, second color, which is this lighter 80%, green accent 6, lighter 80%. And we want to make sure we apply the formatting to whole table. Once it looks like this, go ahead and hit OK. And notice it makes our table look the exact same. So for step number 5, it wants us to click on the first cell of the table. So the first cell of the table would be where this compact bag is. So go ahead and click on compact bag. And it wants us to use the Table Tools Layout tab in the table group and click Select. So we're going to come up here. Notice that we're clicked inside the table. We have these two contextual tabs, Table Design and Layout. We're going to click on this Layout button and come over here to the table grouping and hit the Select button. And we are going to select column. So when we hit select column, it is going to select this entire column right here. It wants us to change the size of the column, the width, to 1.2. So we're going to come over here to our cell size right here. And where it says width, we want to change this to 1.2 and hit enter. Now it wants us to change the second column width. So let's go ahead and click in this cell right here, the second column. Come back up here to select. Click on select column. And back under the cell size, we want to change the width to 4.5 and hit enter. And lastly, we're going to do a similar thing to the third column. Go ahead and click where it says 149. Come back up here to the table grouping, click on select, and we're going to select column. Notice how it highlights all of the items in this column. We're going to change this to 0.7. So come up here to the width, and let's change the width to 0.7 and hit enter. And there we have it. We've modified the size of our table. Now it wants us to position the insertion point anywhere in the first row. So once again, I'm going to click right here where it says compact bags. And come up here to our row and column grouping and click insert above. And now we have a new top row. So for step number 6, it wants us to click in this first cell right here, this new cell that we just created. And we need to type in item with a capital I. Once we've typed in item, hit the tab key, which will move us to the next column over. Let's type in description with a capital D. And then go ahead and hit tab again to take us to the last column and type in price with a capital P. Once we've typed in all of that information, come back up here to our table group. Click on select and select row. Notice how it highlights the entire row for us, item, description, and price. We want to bold, so hold down your control key and hit B for bold. If you're using a Mac, most likely you would hit and hold down the command key and hit B for bold. If that is not working for you, you can come to the home tab here. Under the font grouping, you can hit B for bold. Then it also wants us to click Align Center. So let's go back to our Table Tools Layout tab right here. Under our alignment group, we want to click this middle box right here that says Align Center. And it will align center those 3 items for us. Now for step number 7, it wants us to click anywhere in the second row of the table. So we're going to go ahead and click where it says compact bags. And it wants us to select the entire row. So we're going to come back up here to our table grouping, hit the select button, and select entire row, or select row. And it wants us to change the height of this row to 1.5. Oh, we'll come back up here to our cell size grouping and notice where it says height. Let's change that to 1.5 and hit enter. Now it wants us to do something similar to the second or this third row. So let's go ahead and click where it says streamline totes and come up here to our table grouping here. Click on select and select row. It will select the entire row for us again. Come up here to our cell size, our height. Let's change it to 1.8. Hit enter. And lastly, the last row here, let's go ahead and click on large tote. Click on the select button, select row. And this time we are going to change the height to 1.4. So let's come to our cell size and type in 1.4, hit enter. And now we've adjusted the size of our table. So now on step number 8, it wants us to select the cells below the header row in the first column. So it wants us to highlight, so let's go ahead and click in compact bags. It wants us to highlight just these 3 items here, compact bag, streamline tote, and large tote, but not item. So we can't use the select entire column because we do not want item. So go ahead and put your cursor somewhere to the beginning or middle of compact bags. Click, hold, and drag straight down and highlight all 3 of these items. It wants us to apply bold. So let's go ahead and hold down our control key, or if you're on a Mac, command key, hit B for bold. Once again, if that doesn't work, you can go to the home tab and bold it from the home tab. It now wants us to align center. So let's come up here to our alignment group and let's click on this middle one right here for align center. And it also wants us to change the text direction. It wants us to click on the text direction button 2 times. So 1 time and 2 times. And notice now the words are going up. In the second column, it wants us to select all of the cells below the header row. So once again, we're going to start with special features. We're going to click, hold, and drag all the way down and highlight these 3. It wants us to align center left. So we're going to come up here to our alignment grouping and we want to find where it says align center left, which is this button right here. And in the last column, let's go ahead and highlight the last column. So let's click on 149 all the way down to 209. And it wants us to align center. Align center. So let's go ahead and come up to the alignment grouping here and align center. So there we have it. We've changed our table a little bit. We've changed our text direction. We've made some formatting changes. And we are ready to move to step number 9. It wants us to point to the lower corner of our table and use the one-click row column insertion button. So if we come down here to the very bottom corner, notice if we hover over right about here, we get this little plus button. If you click on that plus button, it will add in a new row at the bottom. And notice that it took the attributes from the row above it. And we need to fix that. So first thing it wants us to do is to highlight these two cells right here. So we need to deselect all of them. So just click somewhere in here. Then go ahead and click in this first cell, hold and drag over. So just these two cells are highlighted. We're going to merge them together. So we're going to come up here to our layout tab here. And we are going to click on merge cells. But if you notice, we still have our text going in a funky direction. We want to change our text direction. So let's come up here to our text direction and click it once, and it'll take it back to a normal text direction. And it wants us to change the height of the row to 0.4. So let's go ahead and click and highlight this entire row here. And we are going to come up to our cell size, and we're going to change our height to 0.4. Hit enter. Now let's go ahead and click in this cell right here. It wants us to align center right. So we're going to come up here to the alignment grouping. We're going to click on align center right. And we are going to type in average price. Once you've typed in average price, go ahead and highlight average price. Hold down your control key and hit B for bold. We want to bold it. So now in step number 11, it wants us to insert a formula. So easy enough. Let's come into our last cell here. Notice under our layout tab, we have this right here that says formula under data. Let's go ahead and click on that formula button. And notice how it puts in equal sum above. Well, we want to change sum to average. So let's go ahead and put our cursor right after the sum. Delete the word sum and type in average. So right now our formula should say equal of average above. We want to change the number formatting. So let's go ahead and click the down arrow. And we want to do pound, comma, pound, pound, 0. But we also want to put a $sign to the left of it. So let's go ahead and put our cursor to the left. So our cursor is right before this pound sign, and go ahead and put the $sign in there. Once we've done that, go ahead and hit OK. And that will put $sign 186, which is the average of these three prices. It wants us to apply bold, so let's go ahead and highlight it and hold down Control B for bold. Make sure you get that $sign in there too. You want to make sure the $sign is bolded as well. And we are done with step number 11. So now for step number 12, it wants us to point to the lower left-hand corner again, and we want to add another row. So let's go ahead and come down here to the bottom of our table, click on the plus sign, and it will add in another row for us. Right now, when you've done that, both cells should be selected. However, if you deselected it, make sure you hover over and highlight both of those cells. And we want to merge those into one row or one cell. So we're going to come up here to our merge group and hit merge cells. And now we have just one cell down here for our final row. And it says with the alignment set to align center. So let's go ahead and come up here to our alignment, make sure it says align center. It wants us to type in sale price. So let's go ahead and click in this bottom cell here and type in sale price, capital S, capital P. And once we've typed in sale price, go ahead and hit enter. And we're going to insert an equation placeholder. To do that, we're going to go to the Insert tab. And over here to our symbols, we want to click on the actual pi symbol here, the equation symbol. Do not click the down arrow, click the actual symbol here. And it will put in our placeholder. And type in capital S equal sign P. Do the multiplication symbol, which is usually Shift 8, but make sure so does the multiplication symbol, and 0.75. Don't hit enter, just type that in. All right, so for step number 14, we need to highlight sale price. It says without selecting the paragraph mark. Unfortunately, it seems like I'm having a difficult time selecting it without selecting the paragraph mark at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and see what happens if I go ahead and select the paragraph mark. If you can not select the paragraph mark, that's great. But I'm going to go ahead and continue with the paragraph mark selected. And it wants us to translate this to French. To translate this to French, you need to right-click on sale price after we've highlighted it and click on Translate. It'll open up our translator sidebar here. If you still have this styles sidebar open, you can hit the X to close out of it. And it wants us to change it from English to, hit the down arrow next to English and select French. And notice that it will put the French definition in there for us. Now let's come back over here to our sale price. Let's put our cursor in front of the S. And let's use our slash button. On a keyboard, it's usually next to the right-handed shift key, but you want to put the slash in there. And hit the arrow key left one time to put our cursor in front of that slash. And now we can come back to our insert button here in our translator and click insert. Notice how it puts in the French translation here. For me, it put it on a separate line, has the paragraph mark here. Let's go ahead and click right before or right after the E in Vente and hit the delete key once. That way it is now all on the same line. And also make sure that the P is capitalized. Now for step number 15, it wants us to save the current document. So let's go ahead and save our work and hit the save button right here. And it wants us to display the clipboard pane. So on our home tab here, here's our clipboard. Click on the clipboard dialog button right here. And make sure it is clear. So we will hit the clear all button right here. So now we have an empty clipboard. It says from our downloaded files, open up the Word document 05G information. To do this, let's go to our File Explorer. From our File Explorer, let's find our Downloads folder. Under our Downloads folder, we want to find our W05G information right here. Once we've opened it up, let's go ahead and click on Enable Editing. It wants us to right-click on the edge of the graphics to select it. So we're going to go ahead and click on our graphics to select it. Notice that it's selected. It has the dots going all the way around it. It wants us to copy it into the clipboard. So you can hold down your Control key or Command for Macs and hit C. Or you can also right click on the outer border and also hit copy. Or one last thing you could do is you could come up here to our clipboard grouping and hit copy. Once you've copied that, it wants us to select the paragraph. So let's go ahead and highlight this entire paragraph right here. And we also want to copy this as well. So this time I'm going to come up to our clipboard grouping here and I'm going to click on copy. So now once we've copied that, we're going to go ahead and close out of this document. And notice now we have two items here in our clipboard. One says preview not available for me. It might show you the text. And the other one shows the actual picture. So it wants us to go to the blank line at the end of our paper. So right here, this blank line right here, let's go ahead and click and put our cursor at the beginning of that blank line. And it wants us to press enter. And then from the clipboard pane, we want to paste our graphic, which is this right here. And when we click on it, notice how it puts it into the document for us. Then it says at the top of the document, so let's go ahead and go to the top of the document. Click on the blank paragraph below the heading. So we're going to go ahead and click right here below our heading, this paragraph mark here. And now it wants us to paste the text. So we're going to come over here where it says for me, preview not available. It might show you text. Go ahead and click on that. And notice that it now puts in the text for us. It says it wants us to delete the empty paragraph below if pasted. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the delete key just to get rid of that extra line. So it should look like this. So if you are a Mac user, there are some different steps you may have to take to insert both of these items. Please check step 15 of your instructions and it will walk you through the Mac user guide to complete this step. So now on step number 16, it wants us to close the clipboard pane. We'll come over here and I'm going to just hit this X to close the clipboard pane. Go ahead and move to the top of our document. I'm going to go ahead and put my cursor right here in front of N for new. And it wants me to replace all instances of computer sleeve with the same text but formatted with bold, italic, and a font color. So to do that, we're going to click on the Home tab here. Come over here to our editing grouping and click on Replace. And it wants me to find what? We're going to type in computer sleeve. Oh, and it's all lowercase. Computer sleeve, all lowercase. And we're going to replace it. Hit the More button here. And we're going to replace it with computer sleeve. However, we're going to change the format. So we're going to replace format. We're going to click on font. And we're going to do bold italic. We're going to change our font color to the 6-column last color. So 6-column, this green all the way down to green accent 6, darker 50%. Go ahead and hit OK. And we are going to replace all. And it's going to say that there were 2 replacements made. We're going to go ahead and hit OK. Notice how it replaced this one and it replaced this one with the bold italics in the color. So it says after the replacements are made, return the Find and Replace dialog box to its original settings. So we're going to go ahead and click on No Formatting here. It'll take it back to its normal settings and we'll just go ahead and exit out of it. Lastly, we need to display the document properties. To do that, we're going to click on the File tab here and click on Info. We'll come over here to Show All Properties. Make sure our name is displayed as the author. So where it says Go Series here, right click on Go Series. hit remove person. And then under add an author, go ahead and type in your name. In the subject box, so let's find subject, let's type in CGS. And in tags, let's type in gift sale. So let's find tags, add a tag, type in gift sale, all lowercase, and hit save. So now we are done with step number 17. Let's go ahead and double check our document. A couple things we need to fix real quick before we submit it is right here where it says pre-day vente. We need to put our cursor before the E right here, or after the E, and we want to delete everything. We want it to say pre/sale price, so we want to get rid of that day vente. Also, let's go ahead and double check, make sure we highlight this entire thing here and make sure it is bold. And lastly, let's come back up here to item, description, and price. Let's go ahead and highlight these three items. Let's highlight item, description, and price. Go to our layout tab here. And let's change it from align center to align center top right here. So now let's go ahead and double check. This is bold. Make sure that we get rid of everything here except for PRIX/sale price. And make sure that we align center top on this. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And now let's go ahead and submit this. So we'll come to our download starting materials. I'll exit out of this. We'll choose our file. We're going to select our Word 5G gift special and hit open. And we will upload and submit for grading. And we'll go ahead and close the assignment. We'll come back to our My Lab course content here, click on the three dots and view submissions. And it looks like I got a 98.9. I'm going to find out why. Click on it. And I scroll down, and it looks like I made some type of an issue here. Vertical alignment was not set to center. That might have been something that I tried to fix and didn't fix properly. And then I missed one point here where the bold was not applied properly. Those were two items I was trying to fix towards the end of the assignment. But I'm happy with a 98%. If you would like to go back and fix it and get a better grade, you're more than welcome to do so. You can submit it for the best grade possible. Other than that, we are done with Word 5G Gift Special. I look forward to doing a few more of these walkthroughs in the future. So have yourself a wonderful day.